Hello and good morning and welcome to Satya Live. I'm Reverend Dr. Ali Benjamin, and it is my great joy to be here this morning. And welcome back if you join us weekly and if you're here for the first time. I know it's not a coincidence that you found this video, this broadcast, this live. And I have a feeling that there'll be something here today that will support you on your evolutionary journey, on your spiritual path. And so, welcome. And I'd love to start with a little meditation. So, why don't we just simply close our eyes and tune in to this infinite source that is always here. And today we are going to be exploring what it means to focus on our source. And so as you simply center yourself and breathe and settle and bring your awareness right to this moment. There's nowhere else to be and nothing else to do other than simply turn within and go down, deep down, and simply be present. Present with the moment, present with yourself. Taking this inner journey of connecting with the wisdom, the innate wisdom that each one of us have within us. And as we draw our attention to this source, this infinite wisdom within us, we simply surrender and allow whatever is seeking to come forth to come forth. And I invite you to be open and receptive to today's download message. And trust and know that there's something here for you today. Something your soul is nudging you into remembering. And so breathe in and breathe out and join me here. And as you open your eyes and you connect with me, I'd love to know where you are, what what's alive in you today. Maybe drop a word in the comments and that would be awesome. Let's see. And I can see a couple of you. Good morning from Kaysville. Awesome, wonderful. Jumping in to send love and hugs to us all from Sacramento. And hello, Facebook crowd. Hello, Instagram crowd. We're going live on Instagram for the first time. And so I'm really so thrilled to be able to connect with so many of you. We've been doing this for many years now, and it feels good to come together every Sunday to jump into a bit of new thoughts, jump into some powerful principles and practices that we can use in our everyday lives so that we can have a deeper sense of meaning and fulfillment, a sense of truly belonging to ourself and our lives. And so today, I want to introduce the notion of focusing on your source. So what is source? And I'm using that word with a capital S. And source for me is divine intelligence, God, creative energy. And so maybe you have a word or an idea or a feeling of what your source is. And for those of us that have been on the spiritual path, this has been a quest. It's been a journey to come to this deeper understanding of who am I? Who am I really? And what am I here for? What's this thing called life all about? And as we deepen into that, and it's not a question or it's not a series of questions that we answer once and for all. These questions, who am I? Why am I here? What's this all about? And what am I going to do about it? These are alive and vibrant questions that we get to explore daily or weekly or whenever they occur to us. And it's these questions that guide us to find that source within us that is love and wisdom and creativity and joy. And so many of us are on this quest to experience these high qualities that when we are thinking about them, realizing them, creating with them, we can feel that we're right in the zone, that we're doing what we're here to do, that we're being who we're here to be. And this is living a unified life. It's unity consciousness. And so the whole idea here is, because many of us can slip in and out of these states of unity consciousness, because there's many things that we experience in our day-to-day life that have us drop off or drop out of that awakened state. And we simply fall down into doubt or fear or uncertainty or anger or judgment or blame. And that's when we know that we've entered into this dualistic sense of reality. It's almost like we're seeing life from 2 points. It's me and it's everything else. And so unity consciousness is emerging. It's a merging of these two aspects of our being. Our ego, the one that sees things as missing or wrong or has doubts or uncertainties or is disillusioned or angry or fearful or blaming someone or carrying unforgiveness. That's that ego side of us, that very human side of us. And there's a particular timeline or a track when we're in that human timeline. It's that victim consciousness where we feel like things are just happening to us, that the world's going on, and we don't seem to have access to that creative side of us, this essence, this beautiful awakened side of us, our spiritual timeline. So we've got our human timeline and we've got our spiritual timeline. Unity consciousness is bringing these two timelines together. And what does that mean? It means that we know the ego's there. We know that we can succumb to doubt and fear and uncertainty, but we also know that when that happens, when we start to feel like things aren't going our way, we start to get upset, we start to want to control things or people, or we're disappointed with the outcomes of our hard efforts, we get to stop and we simply get to wake up and we remember who I am. I am one with the universal presence, the universal intelligence, the one love that is all pervasive, that its circumference is nowhere and its center is everywhere. And we start to come into unity consciousness. We start to merge the human timeline with the spiritual timeline, and we start to realize our source. Our source is all these high qualities and attributes that feel so good. Feel so good when we're looking at something beautiful, or we're experiencing beauty out in nature, or we're feeling the beauty of creativity. When we're doing something we love, we're painting, we're writing, we're cleaning our home, we're organizing our space, we're working in our vocation, our career, or maybe we're volunteering and we're serving in some way that brings a sense of love and joy and beauty alive in us. That's when we're human timeline, spiritual timeline has integrated, and we are now moving in the divine flow of our source. Are you getting what I'm feeling and saying and articulating? Because this is what our soul wants us to know. It's saying, hey, focus on me. Focus on that sweet, small voice within that says, you are here for great things. You are here to rise above the doubts and the fears. You are here to bring beauty into time and space. You are here to bring love into time and space. You're here to bring caring and kindness and wisdom into time and space. And it happens through you. Now, this requires that we've done our inner work. It requires that we have a good, healthy amount of self-esteem, and we realize our self-worth, that we have done that work to identify who we really are in truth, what we really are in truth, and how we're here to serve in truth. We're each here to serve. What does serve mean? Serve means to bring forth our divine gifts, because we've listened to that still small voice. We've focused on our source. We've listened to that voice of our intuition. We have discernment, deep conscious discernment about who we're here to be and what we're here to be and what we're here to do and who's here to join us, and invite this beautiful collaboration of consciousness. And as we settle into this heightened state of aliveness and an awakeness, we start to channel our energy and our time into serving, into realizing that we're always in the perfect place at the perfect time, giving, delivering our divine gifts. And it could be simply the gift of listening. When I know that many of us think that, delivering our gifts mean speaking out, convincing people of seeing things our way. No. That's the ego. Tune into the soulful self and realize that the gifts that we're delivering are more subtle. Think about, however you name it, God, infinite presence. And as you think about God, the macro, we're made in the image and likeness, and we're the micro. And so we think about, we feel into, what would God, what would Source have me know? Now, we have to listen deeply. It's not booming voice. It's not commanding us to do something. It's not reading from some ancient book and telling us how to live our lives. We have free will. And free will says you can listen with that inner ear. And the voice of source energy is subtle. It's not booming. So we can take a lesson from that. We get to show up and serve in subtle ways. We get to be good listeners, because I like to believe that God is listening. That source energy, through the law of attraction, through the law of cause and effect, and through all the divine laws of the universe, tell me that because we're one, because there's a unity happening, that macro, that greater part of me is listening. It's listening to the quality of my thoughts. It's listening to the feeling tone that I'm generating, my vibration, my frequency. And so this reciprocal listening, God listening, me listening, me feeling, God feeling through me. And I begin to get a sense of this unity consciousness, this unity timeline that's happening, that we sort of surrender into when we're focused on our source. And we know that this focusing on our source is a way of becoming an alive, awake co-creator, a conscious co-creator with this divine source that we tap into. And so as we listen, as we surrender to this higher wisdom, this higher source, and we start to activate this deep listening, and we start to feel that there's something that wants to emerge through me based on this listening, based on my discernment, based on being present, based on me focusing on the love, the joy, the wisdom, the beauty, the creativity, the absolute infinite potentiality, the possibilities that are available to each one of us. And we start to feel and move in this spiritual timeline, in this unity timeline where we bring our humanness, our ego, and our essence, and we merge them together, and we become an awakened individual. We become awakened to reality, to what is. Because the universe is speaking to us. The universe is listening to us in the here and now, not in the past, not in the future, but right here and right now. We can feel this overwhelming feeling of being grounded in grace and overflowing with joy. That's my theme for this month of January 2024, is joy. And deep and abiding joy happens when we're occupying this higher self. When the human timeline and the spiritual timeline have come together and we're realizing unity consciousness. And from this place of recognition of who we truly are as an individualized expression, a unique, differentiated being of love and light and joy and beauty and wisdom that we have at our very fingertips, everything that we need to thrive, everything that we need to unleash our co-creative powers and channel them into doing great things in the world. And when we do, when we accept that invitation, when we wake up to who we truly are, we are better able to face our fears, because the ego is always going to be speaking. The ego is always going to be present. We're not here to get rid of our ego. We're here to walk hand in hand, ego and essence. It's part of this human experience. And the ego and the persona that we've created is just part of this whole thing. We were born into a particular family. We were conditioned and trained and educated by people, by our family, by our siblings, by our friends, our teachers. And over the first formative years of our lives, we develop this personality that is so much a part of who we are. And we don't want to deny that precious history and that beautiful life that emerged in just the right way with the people and the family that we were born into. And so we want to honor that journey, those people, our ancestors, and everything we learned along the way. But we also get to a point in our lives where we want to wake up and we want to say, what happened? Do I like this persona, this personality? Are these traits, these qualities, these tendencies, these mindsets, are these serving me? There may be some weeding out of maybe some of the more limited beliefs, the more the thoughts and the qualities, maybe habits, tendencies that might be so habitual that we haven't thought to take a look at them and ask, how is this serving? Does this feeling, this idea that I'm not worthy, is it, can I bring it to the light and can I really see it for what it is? It was a very childish viewpoint, because now that I'm older now that I'm more awake, now that I'm more alive to who I am and what I'm here to be and how I'm here to serve and evolve. Now I can see this unworthiness or these beliefs around being unworthy, they don't longer serve me. So I will bless that part of me that that felt unworthy, and just invite that part of me to take a backseat, to roll that scroll up and place it on the shelf with all those other parts of me that no longer serve my evolution. And so, what else is it that's keeping you stuck from really merging into unity consciousness? It could be blame. Maybe you've got some unforgiveness that you're carrying. If you do, if we have unforgiveness in our heart, it is absolutely going to pinch off our creativity, our abundance, and our prosperity, because it's restrictive. It is something that's keeping us out of alignment with our flow. It's saying, in essence, that until this person, fill in the blank, or whatever your unforgiveness is, it's saying, until this is resolved, I'm not really going to step into unity consciousness. And I'm saying, do yourself the gift of forgiveness. Allow forgiveness to flow through your life. Clear out all the gunk, all of those thoughts of it could have, it would have, it should have, they shouldn't have, all of those shoulds, all of that blame, all of that guilt, and allow it just to be released and let go of, and seen as fertilizer for the beautiful life and the beautiful you that is becoming. It's not worth it. And so as we do our forgiveness work, we allow forgiveness to move through us and flow through us, and we simply surrender to the bigger life, to God's idea of its life as us. And so surrender is more about letting go and letting grace and joy overflow us. It's less about accepting. Acceptance is more like, well, I'll accept it. I don't really like it, but I'll accept that it was what it was. Or it is what it is. No, surrender is saying, I'm going to surrender completely, because there's something within me that knows. And as long as I allow my ego to try and control the way things happen in my life, as long as I'm going to be absolutely connected to a vision of how I must have my life, of things that I absolutely must have in order for me to be happy, as long as I'm going to let that ego have a grasp, I'm not going to completely surrender. So what does this mean? We do our prayer work, we do our visioning, we get an idea of what we want to experience in the future, how we want our prayers to be answered, what we want to be healed. And we get an idea, maybe we either even envision that, what it might look like, but we then let go of holding tight to what it has to look like. And we simply surrender to the feeling tone of what it is we want. What is it that you want? What is it that your soul wants more than anything else? Because that's our prayer. And our prayer could simply be gratitude, thankfulness. Think about that. What if you let go of everything else, all your other prayers, and your only one prayer was gratitude? Do you think that the power of gratitude could attract to you everything that your soul truly wants? Because gratitude truly is on the other side of the receiving of a life that brings you beauty and love and abundance and prosperity and joy. So, my friends, this day, as you focus on your source, as you do your forgiveness work, as you vision what you want your life to feel like, as you accept gratitude and abundance as a singular prayer, and you move with ease and grace into unity consciousness, and you know that everything is happening for you, even those challenges, be curious about them. Because even in the midst of challenges, of losses, of grief and bereavement, we can find that there's something happening. Something's coming together. The universe is reorganizing itself to match the vibration of my one singular prayer, which is gratitude. Feel it. You know this. There's something inside you that's resonating with this truth, that you are the one that connects with source, that partners, brings a merger of ego and essence, and partners with the macro, the divine creative energy that is funding you, fueling you, moving you, supplying you with every good thing that you could ever imagine. Maybe not what your ego imagines, but what your soul knows. Your soul is about feeling, so feel into this, and you'll know. So that's my prayer for you. Blessings to you wherever you are. And remember to breathe. Remember to ask yourself, life force energy within me, what can I know today? What can I feel today? What can I be today? Life force energy within me, what can I do today to elevate my life and everything and everyone around me? What can I trust today? What am I grateful for today? How can I surround myself with individuals that we can support one another in creating a more beautiful world, the one our soul knows is possible? So peace and blessings to you, prayers of abundance, and of course, gratitude and thanksgiving. And if this message has served you and you'd like to support our ministry, which is all about inspiring minds, healing hearts, transforming lives, and evolving consciousness, you can go to satyalive.org, Venmo or PayPal at Satya Center. So peace and blessings to you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I know that there was something here today for you. And I trust you feel it in your heart, and you accept it with all of your heart, and you love yourself now and always. Mwah. Peace and blessings to you.